done spoke too much, close curtain and scene. I am not a human being, I'm a full machine. I ain't holier than thou, I don't judge, I sing. Just staying down for the come up till I reign.
Historic Lambeau Field, fittingly it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. A nice little gift there to start the ball game as they will begin things at the 40-yard line. On play action, Rodgers. And his first look is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick six, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He'll find Jones again, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rodgers now on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The Packers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1,
and he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Chicago.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On play action, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now a first down throw, Fields.
Looking downfield for Jones. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Naturally so. The defense was keyed in on everyone but the back on that play, and it took them an extra second to react when he got the carry. It's still a tough third down to pick up here, but a lot more manageable after an excellent...
He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Packers.
Christian Watson.
76 yards.
And the Packers get a bit closer.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
No run back here for Jones. A touchback.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On first down, it's Fields.
He'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equanimeous St. Brown.
Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
On second down, Montgomery. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
This defense for the Packers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Devondre Campbell, the one who fought his way in there to make the play. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Read option, here's Montgomery.
Uses the stiff arm. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
70 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. In motion, the tight end.
Throwing on third down, Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 37. 23 yards on the play.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Some room to maneuver. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down.
Well, partner, this drive has been a model of efficiency. They've done everything they've wanted to. And the defensive guys, they've got to be getting frustrated. They can't figure out how to get off the field.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Justin Fields.
His 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked up by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. On 2nd and 9, Fields. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And they'll rally and stop him short of the 1st down at about the 6. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it. The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And it's a Packers touchdown. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And 1 play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he'll get in for the score. And that's going to cut the lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Velus Jones now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. To throw is Fields. Flush to his right. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. The 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, CD, you know, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, how you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. 1 play, 1 pass, touchdown.
I know those coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they mind possessions like that at all. They just save those calls for this possession instead.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On play action, now Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tonyan. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down.
Hey, you block over here.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Looking for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Tonyan's got it on the out route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Hey, take 26.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He's able to find Melton. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Buying time to his left. Touchdown, Packers! Romeo Doubs as the first half is winding down. And the Packers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. They're going to run for it with Jones. And he will not make it to the goal line. He'll come up short. And they'll be unable to get this back within 1 score as it stays a 9-point game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Fields now to throw. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Off the option, here's Montgomery.
And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And now the rookie's free. Past the 20. He will score. Touchdown, Bears. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Trying to run it in with Montgomery.
And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Touchdown! Robert Tonyan. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop.
Read option, here's Montgomery.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
110 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run the option left side. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Second and 10. Here's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now Fields.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted.
And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 15.
So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Here's Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry. Now a play fake. Rodgers.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
And they have had, and now the up man has it. It's a fake, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
So a definite surprise there. They tried a fake punt, but this time it's going to blow up in their face, CD.
Yeah, it certainly has, and look, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trailing right now, probably trying to generate some momentum. But that felt like one of those go-for-broke type of a plays in a situation where I don't know that they needed to do that. They still have opportunities, and in this case, they took a chance, and it backfired.
143 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Darnell Mooney.
35 yards.
And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. On play action, it's Rodgers.
Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Rodgers now to throw. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1 and 1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. 88. Rodgers to throw once more.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Now Rodgers. Got a man. It's Tunyon.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Jones fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Jones again. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, 2nd half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Now Rodgers got to have this one.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And he'll get in as they're back within a score now. The lead's down to 7. And that almost makes it a brand new ballgame. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Throwing on third down, Fields. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
And they will take over first and 10.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
26.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that is incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear of risking a deep ball there, but wasn't enough to get them to completion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On play action, Rodgers drops it to Jones in the flat. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He's going to float this one deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
We've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
To throw is Fields.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon.
And a short gain here down to the 22. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
To throw is Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Bears are going to have it here at their own 15. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Back to throw, Fields.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
All eyes on Fields.
And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Now Fields. He's got Claypool, and he's going to have a first down, but he's tackled inbounds up near midfield.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Here's Fields.
Man open, here is Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
54 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll go again to Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Opening drive of overtime and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. He's got a man complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly changes things here because they're in field goal range already, but a field goal, that's not what they're looking for now, not after that big play right here in overtime.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Running left is Dillon.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
And the Packers are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Now Jones. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this